What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another one. We are in the shop, and that means build time. Here is today's giant, ugly, gnarled chunk of guava that I picked up on my last trip to the old stomping grounds of Hawaii. This is growing in my buddy Reed's backyard. I think I got 3 forks off of this old dead tree that they wanted removed. It's really fun to work with. It's very challenging, but it's very fun to work with. It's kind of ho-hum as far as grain pattern goes, so I'm hoping that some of this spalt, and there's some other things going on in here that are interesting. I'm hoping we get some of that. So far, I have cut this section off. As you can see, it's real hard. Like the saw is burning. It took me 11 minutes to make that bandsaw cut. It's just, yeah, it's incredibly hard. Anyway, here's a look at me harvesting this wood with a handsaw. Here's some sawing footage. Just finished up this guava fork. Cut that out of the backyard of my friends Reed and Zoe, who we're staying with. That'll make 1, maybe 2. We'll see. Here we have Guava. It came out of burn area up on the west side of Oahu, Nanakuli area. There we have some boxwood, the middle row here, and those are from just on the road here in Palolo. This is old guava, just regular guava, not strawberry guava. This is also from Palolo. And then off to the right there, we have a couple of pieces of boxwood that I can't let go of because the grain's too pretty. So if I don't make slingshots out, I won't make slingshots out of these right here, but I'll probably make knife handle scales or something cool. It's really, really pretty, hard, super dense wood. So it'll be good for something. But yeah, those are the slingshots to come. Now I got to get them back to Alaska. Next time I see you, it'll likely be in the shop. Obviously, I decided not to go with that template. Went with that one. To the sander. Here's the 1 whole saw blade worth of guava offcuts. That'd be a pretty cool piece. But there's where we're at so far. We got some cool spalting in there. See how it comes out. Looks like it's going to be solid enough to make an actual slingshot out of, which is cool. Sanding. That's like 1.5 inches, and this is way too hard for me to take it off with the sander. Haven't got that kind of time, so we'll take a slice off with a bandsaw. See you in a sec. All right, so the problem I'm looking at here is I've made these forks too narrow in here. Like I either cut my trough, my cup too deep and wide, which is probably what happened because I got lazy and did it on the belt sander instead of using my spindle sander. And then when I rounded these out, I made them too skinny. So now I'm over 4 inches, and if I want to bring the sides in, they're going to be so narrow that it looks goofy. It'll still shoot fine, but I think the way to go about this is a combination of like bringing it down. All right, so I'm going to knock off probably 1/4 inch off of each one of these and then round it out. So I'll take just a little bit off of the sides here and a little bit off the sides here when I round these into like almost peg tips. And then we'll see where we're at. All right, took 1/4 inch off of each one of these. Traced out a shape for the forks that will bring them to 4 inches. So that's what we're working with. That's what we're gonna end up with. Got some more wood to remove. See how it turns out. Here's my tips. So here we are. This is Guava. This is ridiculously hard. Looks like I got a little bit more work to do on the symmetry between these 2 points, but I'm really liking this this shape here where it's got a little bit of a bevel instead of just rounding it out like I normally do. Just leaving it there. Holds real good. So I'm gonna leave that. I am gonna bring these bevels a little bit more in line. This one's gotta come up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. This one goes a little bit higher than this one does, maybe like 1/8 of an inch. That's just more of this on the belt sander. We'll bring that one up. All the finishing touches. I'll save you the sanding and I'll just check in with you when it's done. So we went from big old lump of like ridiculously hard wood to here. There's enough for another one here. And if I play my cards right, there might be enough for a really spectacular one here. It looks like, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it looks like I cut most of the good spalting off on this, but it's still like, that's still rock hard. So there'll be a couple of more guavas coming up in the near future. There we go. Just a quick symmetry check. All right. I wanted to show you this. It's the next day and I got hasty last night as I got tired. And you can see that there's these big white spots and they were raised up a bunch. And I started sanding them down with like 220 just to try and get rid of them. But it looks like I'm gonna have to take a bunch of this off because they go all the way down to the wood. So I'm just sanding and sanding and sanding my super glue off, and I will get it down to where it's smooth, and then I will reapply another coat and then essentially start the super gluing process all over again. But seeing as how I got to redo the super glue finish in this anyway, and I'm feeling ambitious, let me show you how I fill these. I like to use either sidewalk chalk or colorful chalkboard chalk. You can get a whole pack of like 20 of those various colors, real vibrant colors off of Amazon for like 12 bucks. I think we're gonna go with 2 different shades of purple because this is nice dark wood. It won't be super contrasty, but if you look close, you'll be able to see it. Let me show you how I do it. Scraper of any kind. This is a cut-off saw blade. I use this for like scraping, making bows, smoothing stuff out. Make a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Mix. Now we got to work pretty fast because this thickening agent, or the chalk, is going to make this set off real quick. I like to get it in there while it's a little bit wet, still pretty gooey. Leave it like that, and then take some of this that isn't mixed in yet and just dust it on top. It gives it some depth of color. Like, the stuff that sticks to the top won't be quite as dark as the stuff that's saturated with super glue. Oh, we're losing it. She's going off. Okay. I've got a lot of the material removed. As you can see, I did this crack up here too. As of right now, that looks like a big purple booger. Yeah, I don't like the look of that at all. We'll see how that looks with finish. We may be tapping that out of there with like a chisel and stuff later and just going back to the hole and just leaving this one filled. I like the look of a crack, but just like a big spot, I'm not in love with it. Mistakes happen. There it is, all finished up and glossy. That is the side without too much spalting. There's my big purple booger. Fill for that hole. And fill for the crack is there. There's some spalt going on this side. That's pretty interesting. As usual, kind of a thin down waist. Fairly deep band grooves. Holds good. Yeah. It's a slingshot. It's not my favorite, but it'll do. All right, we're back. Last check-in before we do a little bit of hunting with this. Now, yesterday I wasn't in love with this. So I woke up this morning and came back and did some things, and I did those off camera. I apologize for not filming them. But I hit this whole handle section here with the purple booger that I mentioned in my last little check-in. I hit that whole section with the belt sander and just knocked it down like 1/4 of an inch, which made my purple booger much smaller. It also opened up some like grain and texture in there. And then I added multi-colored chalk to it just to fill the little holes in the actual chalk fill itself. Just to add a little more depth, make it look a little bit more interesting, and fill it up so that it's like glossy smooth. You can see the reflection of me holding the camera in it, and it sanded out and buffed out real nice. So I was pretty displeased with this section of the handle. I thought that big ugly purple glob kind of ruined it for me, but I've fixed that. I like this quite a lot now. I've been shooting it with this Burning Skull white 0.7, and I like the way that it looks aesthetically with the white bands, and it's been shooting incredible for me. So I'm going to take this on a stroll in the woods. Grouse season opened today, but it's been pouring for the last like 14 hours. So we'll see if I can find one hunkered down. Been a bit of rain. Rained hard for like 72 hours. Finally the sun came out. Blue skies. Everything ought to be trying to dry off and get some food in its belly. We'll see what we can come up with. There you go, Salty. Oh, bastard almost made it down the hole. Whew. Squirrels are tough, man. Like, how do you keep going after a shot like that? Well, it's not a grouse, but it's a very clean headshot on a nice fat squirrel. Missing part of its tail because Salty got after it. But, hey, Salty boy, what you got there? Oh, yeah, did you find the tail? Oh, yeah. There we are. There, like it was never missing. It ain't a grouse, but we're on the board. Nice, fat squirrel. I need a window. Good boy, Salty. Leave it. Leave it. He's done. He's all done. All right. All right, we got 2 down. Red squirrels. They're tasty little guys. It's open season. Still looking for that grouse though. We'll stay after it. Slingshot's working dynamite, you know what I mean? I got 2 squirrels with 2 headshots. Can't complain about that at all. Now we just gotta find a grouse.